listening to the ACT podcast. You better like my daddy's show, you creeps.
All right, welcome to the ACT podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Christian Tafoya. You know what I need? I need one of those, I need a sound drop now. You know how I do my little sound drops like this one?
You're listening.
Like that one, I have that. I can just do it on my little board. And I got to get one for Bill Clinton that says, I did not have sex with that woman. And I did not traffic those girls. As I was getting ready to record, I wanted to touch on news topics. And, of course, Bill Clinton comes out and says his famous line of, I did not do anything with those peoples. That's literally all Bill Clinton's known for now is not having sex with people, right? Of course, this all has to do with the Epstein files, things of that nature and that sort. And he had Trump. I guess he defended Trump and said, "I never heard anything." Which I gotta say, Trump, that's not great for you. And if I'm, I don't know if I want Bill Clinton running to my defense for much of anything. So, yeah, that's of course, Bill Clinton did not ever do anything. He's never done anything. He was the least productive president ever, according to him, right?
The second reason I was there is that the girls and women.
All Clinton ever did was be productive, but not in the ways that we need him to do. That we needed him to be. No, right? Sorry, I'm just letting that sink in with me because I don't know how to feel about it. Of course. This is great. This is actually kind of great. So I've tried to record this podcast like 7 times, and there's been audio issues and all sorts of bullshit and things like that. So this is funny, though, because this just leads it. I have 2 favorite stories of the week that are very 90s stories, honestly. These are so good. The fact that we have, Bubba coming back out. I know, dude. I swear, I never stuck my fingers in Monica. I never smoked a cigar out of her puss. Shrill Hillary coming to his defense, of course, because why wouldn't she, right? That's such a 90s news story in 2026. And, of course, everybody will have the wrong reaction, and it'll be awful and miserable, just like my other favorite news story, which we'll get to in a little bit. But this is so good. The Epstein files. The Epstein files might be my favorite thing ever because nothing's ever going to happen. Just nothing's ever going to happen. And nobody will be arrested. I hope everybody is aware that I hope I eat my words on this. But nobody will ever be arrested. I know what Prince Andrew will be arrested or was arrested, and then like nothing will happen out of that. Just very, it's annoying, right? These are obviously all terrible, horrible, morally corrupt people, but nothing will ever happen. And so the quicker we learn to live with that, the better we'll all be. But the thing I love about the fact that Bill Clinton came out and even said anything, it was that he used the defense that he grew up in a domestic abuse situation as a child or whatever, right? And as any psychologist will tell you, those people never mirror, mimic, or imitate those behaviors as an adult. So I think we have to believe him, right? Because he, as a young kid, knew it was so morally repugnant to be a domestic abuser. He knew that it was so degenerate to be like that. He said, I will never, ever do anything like that, and I will be the one kid who breaks that mold. I will be the one who breaks that mold, and I will not be a domestic abuser, and I will not cheat on my wife, and I will not traffic children. That's right, Bill. We believe you. And this is how we all need to appropriately handle these stories and situations. And again, hey, listen, Trump, you're fucked. I like President Trump, but whew, that's a whew. That one's not boding well for you, my friend. I guess the other favorite news story I had this week. These are so everybody's so outraged now, right? Arr! That's disgusting. My other favorite news story is the BAFTAs happened earlier this week or on Sunday or something. I don't remember, but the BAFTAs are like the British Golden Globes, right? And there's this movie called I Swear, starring some guy and blah, blah, blah. Who cares, right? And they had Michael B. Jordan and this other guy come out. Michael B. Jordan, the beautiful, the most beautiful black, socially acceptable actor ever, comes up, and of course the producers sit the guy with Tourette's next to him. He said the guy with Tourette's in the front row. So but okay, I won't say the word, right? But I'll show you the video here. But I gotta.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate.
This guy is. They made a movie about this guy, right? His fight, his struggle with Tourette's, and everybody got really mad, man. Everybody got super duper mad because the guy said the N-word, and I don't think I don't know what to think. Right? What I think is that the producers of the BAFTAs, and we know this is like a fact, they sat the guy because it's all TV, it's all exploitative, right? They sat the guy within earshot of a camera mic, and so when they bring these two prominent black actors up, they know that he's probably going to say something, and guess what? He did. And everybody's acting shocked and appalled and outraged about it. And it might be the funniest thing we've seen in a long, long time on live television. It just has to be, right? But then, of course, this is such a 90s story to me, right? It's so wild and crazy and obvious that it was set up to be, right? It was just, they knew, like, he's going to shout shit out, so let's stick him by a camera. And then it's also come out that they've literally edited, like, every single thing that the guy shouted out throughout the entire ceremony because he has Tourette's, right? And Tourette's is just that involuntary, like, fucking push, That's and so the fact that we can't laugh about this, people, come on, it's hilarious, right? And I feel bad, okay? Like, don't mistake my maniacal laughing about it as I don't think it's an issue that the poor guy has to live with, right? But like at some point, we used to just laugh about these things, right? Like, look at that guy with his little facial tics. Like Howard Stern made his entire living off of this, and it was great, and it was funny, and nobody was sitting there and pretending like we were taking the moral high ground on this shit. The guy called the queen a cunt, so of course she handled it with dignity and grace, and so did Michael B. Jordan, and I don't know the other guy's name. We'll just call him Whoopi Goldberg for right now. But Michael B. Jordan and Whoopi Goldberg, I'm just kidding, that's terribly disrespectful. I don't know that guy's name. It's not Wesley Snipes. Anyway, they handled it well. They went like this, looked like they had to poop, on TV. But man, I got calmed down. This is too exciting for me. Between this and the Bill Clinton thing. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Tourette's is an involuntary thing, but now we've got idiots like Grace Randolph or Rudolph or whatever. She's like a nerd, like a cat lady nerd person. She's very vocal that because he thought the N-word, he must be a racist. which is an absolutely retarded thing to say. That's a completely incoherent and illogical thing to say. So, good job, Grace. If you don't know her, you should check her out and just laugh at her. She's pretty ignorant. And anytime she makes any kind of social commentary, you want to slam your head through a wall because that's more beneficial to your health than listening to her. She is something else. We actually just watched that movie the other day. We went to the movies for the first time, and we went and watched that movie, Send Help. And Rachel McAdams plays like a crazy cat lady who probably killed her husband. It's implied she at least killed her husband, and she tries to kill her boss on this desert island. And that's who I imagine Grace Rudolph or Randolph or whatever her fucking name is. I imagine that's Grace. She's like kind of dumb and quirky and weird and off-putting to everybody, and says dumb shit and weird shit and probably talks to her bird and like shares toast with it. Here you go, Tweety. Right, and so I imagine that's her. But she was her big. She's like doubled down on this like 3 or 4 times. Even if you think the N word, then you're probably racist. Which I think is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. She tells me that Grace herself might be whatever he screamed at those actors. What was it? Hold on. I think he screamed. Grace Randolph is a... Now, everybody just said that he called them N-word bitches, but he actually called them N-word bitch fucks. So British. So anyway, I think that story is wonderful. I love it, and kudos to Michael B. Jordan for handling it like a champ, as far as I know. Bad on Jamie Foxx. Apparently, he's very, very upset too, and bad on Grace Randolph. She's the angry cat lady, the angry bird lady. Oh my God. Anyway, and some other news. Let's see here. Netflix is no longer going to buy WB, which is awesome. That's fantastic. Netflix is a cesspool of just unimaginative, uncreative people literally creating content for you to fold your laundry to. So it's just like white noise, that costs $2-3 million to produce, which is just awful for movies and just art in general, right? Art should never be in a place where it's just like a commodity of like, well, here, just fucking have this and put this out and suck on this slop, babies. And that's not where movies should be, right? And like I said, I went and saw Send Help, and it's not the greatest movie ever, but I like Sam Raimi. I like the Spider-Man trilogy. I like the Evil Dead stuff, and I like Quick and the Dead. He's got a pretty vast filmography of things he's done. Pretty prolific director. Really like his style, his sense of humor. Send Help is right up in there with all of his. It's right in his niche, and so I thought it was good for that, but it has its obvious issues, right? Movies in general have their issues. Would I say you should go out to the theater and watch it? No, you should probably just rent it on YouTube whenever it becomes $3.99 and have a good hour and a half little fun romp, hanging out with 2 beautiful people on a beach trying to kill each other. So that would be good. It's a little bit like Misery, but anyway, the point I was trying to make, though, is that the movie itself was good enough. It was fine. It's got some real issues with the computer effects. All the biggest scenes in the movie had really bad computer effects. And with some of the shit I see with AI now on the internet, I just think that you should be able to do better, right? There's the airplane scene and the pig scene are just dreadful looking. The pig in particular is really, really bad looking. and it really took me out of the movie. And everybody talks about it because it's like this kind of infamous moment in the movie. There's a lot of blood and stuff like that, and it's kind of over the top and crazy. And it is entertaining in that aspect, but it also looks like she's playing with a cartoon. And that's not entertaining. That takes you out of the movie. And I just wasn't able to get into it as much because of that. And like I said, I see these videos of like lions and tigers, morphing into dragons and stuff like this, and they're more realistic than the pig did in the movie. I just think we got a problem. We got to fix that. So, and Netflix is not the answer for that. And so a storied studio like Warner Brothers being sold to Netflix is literally the death of movies. So I'm happy that fell through. It looks like Paramount's in charge of that, or is going to probably buy Warner Brothers now, which means our fabled franchises like the DC universe and Batman and Harry Potter and, God knows what else. I think they got Freddy Krueger and Jason and all these guys. That's all going to go over to Paramount now, which thank God for that, because that's just going to be better for movies. And if they can get people that actually care about making movies into the studio and kind of get the suits and stuff out of it, get people with business savvy and creativity, that'll be a win-win for everybody. Ted Sarandos with Netflix is not creative at all. He literally just says, I don't care how you watch my movie. Put it on anything, which is that's a terrible idea. The way I would equivalent, the equivalency of that to me is like TV dinners, right? There's a difference between going to a gourmet restaurant and having a banquet TV dinner. They're, yes, technically both food, and yes, technically both edible, and but the benefits and the nutrients and what you're actually putting into your body and your mind and your heart and soul is vastly different, right? And so just making content to make content, which is, part of the fallout of COVID, unfortunately, it's just not good. It's not good for movies. It's bad for all of that, right? And so we need to have, actual creatives coming back, get real writers back, have them start mentoring, young writers and producers and directors and stuff like that. Like, they need to teach them the craft, right? It's not any coincidence that like Dwayne Wade statue outside the Heat facility does not look like Dwayne Wade. It's just obvious that nobody's ever practiced the craft or like passed down the craft. I mean, that kind of stuff is getting lost, and companies like Netflix are just tech bros, masquerading as filmmakers, and that's a bad place to be. You don't want movies there. So the fact that Paramount's probably going to buy Warner Brothers now and Netflix isn't, that's really, really good news. The other thing I just wanted to talk about real quick, this kind of will tie everything up, is Nancy Gunther? Is it Guthrie? I think it's Guthrie, right? Savannah Guthrie's mother. I had no idea who this person was. I've been seeing her name plastered all over the TVs at the gym for like a month now, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I didn't know who this person was. And I wish her name was Gunther. But it's not. She seems like a nice person. Looks like a sweet lady. I'm trying to figure out why. I wasn't. I'm not anymore. I was trying to figure out like why this was such a big story, why everybody was talking about it. It seems to be appealing to older people a lot because they're suckers. Old people are just stupid. They really shouldn't be allowed to do anything anymore. They should not be allowed to vote. We should just seize their properties. They've been so bad for the world. Especially like boomers and stuff like that. But just like they have lots of wisdom and life experience and stuff like that. But my God, like, what age do you just become like a completely gullible rube? That's what I want to know. But old people seem to really care about this Nancy Gunther case, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't really have a problem with them putting a lot of attention on her. But let's look at why they're putting a lot of attention on her. Because I'm pretty sure people are kidnapped every single day, and I'm pretty sure people go missing every single day. And let's face it, guys, the news media is just working us. They just work us. It's all from Netflix to the bad movies to the next reality show to the news. It's all just bullshit. It's all just distractions. It's all whatever, right? And none of the issues that we actually have ever get solved. And this is a problem. This is a big problem. So we need to do something about that. I guess we just stop caring about people like Nancy Gunther. No, we don't have to stop caring about her, but let's be real. The only reason they're talking about her is because she's affiliated with a famous person who does a morning talk show. That's it. And I mean, this sounds deeply cynical, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a money laundering situation or something, where it's like they're trying to get ransom out of somebody. Like it's going to be like some really bad con scheme that falls apart. Or unfortunately, she's just dead, which is just like, this is how bad it's gotten, right? Like, if this story ends on a happy note where she's alive and comes back to her family and everybody's A-okay and they catch the guy, I'll eat my words. I'll happily eat my words. But let's be real. That's just not going to happen, right? I mean, the odds of that happening are just not going to happen, not in our world these days. And the only reason anybody's talking about her is because she's affiliated to a famous person, and that makes it juicier TV, and they're probably getting big ratings off of it. And we're not talking about every single thing and every other thing. And in some ways, yeah, even Bubba coming out with his Epstein stuff and whatever, that's somewhat of a distraction because we know nobody's going to get justice for these kids, or nobody's going to go down. They're going to remain powerful and rich and elite and entitled. And let's say Bubba goes down, Chelsea's still going to be elite and powerful and rich, and she's, by all accounts, just as shitty a person as her parents are. So it's like, is it just one big ugly circle jerk that's just never going to end? It might be. I'm trying to be really optimistic right now, guys. I don't know. How do we fix it, right? Is it the presidents? Is it the Congress people? Is it whatever? I think it's back down to our community again, right? Like we need to. Are we ever? I don't even know, right? Does anybody even know somebody who's like rose to prominence from like a small hometown anymore? Are they all just like the entitled kids of somebody else famous? Like even people that seem to just burst onto the scene, like Mandami in New York, right? Like, oh, where'd this guy come from? He's really bright and blah blah blah, right? And it's like, oh, he's got super duper rich parents that are filmmakers and charlatans and no, it's not charlatans. I meant university professors. But like these people aren't working up the ranks like they used to get into these positions of power. That's a big problem. It's a huge problem. I think we got to deal with that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to catch everybody up on some of these fun stories coming out. I really do. That was good timing, right? I've been trying to record this effing podcast forever, and and I take a break, trying figuring it out, and I see Bill Clinton is talking about all this stuff, and it just, I don't know, maybe I have an unnatural reaction to all this stuff. This is stuff we used to just laugh about, right? We should all just relentlessly mock him and make fun of him, and the Tourette's guy, maybe we should all just, do that like with Bill. And, we got to stop caring about being so offensive anymore, right? Like, caring too much like that just takes all the fun out of life, right? Like, if you can't laugh at some of these things, then what is life even worth living? It's some of the small little joys in life just to be able to laugh at these things, right? Like that guy, I was talking to Noah about this the other day. I said, did you not, think it was funny when you saw the guy in the wheelchair at the High Rocks competition in Las Vegas? And he was like, he's like, nah. Like, well, of course it was, right? Because he's not really running. He's in a wheelchair. He can't run. He didn't race. And, quite frankly, if I was any of the runners, I'd probably be pretty offended by that. But maybe we should all say our legs don't work and race. But I'm just kidding. See, that's the funny thing about it, right? Is you can joke about these things. Unless you're Grace Randolph. What's her name? Grace Randolph Rudolph? I don't know, man. She's so good. Oh, she's so goofy. She's so funny though. You gotta check her out. She's such a twat. Anyway, so that's it for right now. I'll come back with some more stuff later. I'm gonna probably do a review video of not send help. Just. Oh my God! Yeah, somebody send help to Hollywood, but I want to do one. I think we're gonna go watch Scream. I really like Scream. I might do a review video of Scream 7, and then I'm gonna do some album reviews for people who are interested in music or checking out new music, things like that. But anyway, this has been fun. Oh, by the way, it's just been a delightful and beautiful winter in Flagstaff. I mean, it's 70 degrees right now, I think. Yeah, it's 67 degrees in Flagstaff in February. That's amazing. Flagstaff's usually like an ice box with igloos and penguins running around and polar bears. It's so cold in February. Usually a lot of snow. We had one big snowstorm last week, and it was pretty sloppy and wet because of how warm it still was. And the last 2 days, it's just been utterly gorgeous. I actually got sunburned playing pickleball yesterday because of how hot it was. Awesome. I'll take that any time of the week. Because the older I get, the less I want to deal with the cold. And so I really, really do enjoy that. But I hope everybody's doing good. If you want, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, tell your mom, say, listen to this guy's hot takes, where he just laughs uncontrollably at horrible things happening, right? Because that is what better of a take than that, right? Let's just laugh at it. It's not directly affecting you, right? And now people's attention spans are so short, you don't even remember half this shit. Nobody's gonna remember this BAFTA thing other than like me bringing it up to laugh about it again later. Nobody's gonna talk about this. It's not like some seminal moment in the country where we go, oh my God, a man with Tourette said the N-word. Like, remember when the country changed that day? Nobody's doing that. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, this has been fun. Hopefully this all recorded well, and hopefully you're doing well. And like I said, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and share it with your friends. Pass it along. Send me any comments or topics that you want to talk about, things that you think would be interesting to do. Any interesting people you think I should talk to. I'm always looking for guests and things like that, so let me know. And thank you, as always, for listening. This is The Act. Oh, my.